Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. So here we are going to discuss most important 50 questions of English literature for your upcoming exam, and I hope it will be helpful for you for your upcoming exam. And this is a revision purpose series so that you can easily revise or understand or remember the facts that you have already studied for your exam. So let's start. We have total 50 questions, and here our first question is uh, statement number 1. Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. And we have the statement number 2, which is he wrote in Anglo-Saxon dialect. You have to tell which one statement is correct. Both 1 and 2 are true, both 1 and 2 are false, only one is true, or only second is true. So our right answer is option C, only one is true, because Chaucer is called the father of English poetry. It's the right statement, but he didn't write in Anglo-Saxon dialect. So second statement is wrong. So answer is option C. Next question. Statement number 1. Shakespeare's plays are divided into comedies, tragedies, and histories. And statement number 2. All his plays were published during his lifetime. So here also the second statement is incorrect, because some of his plays published after his life. So statement number 1 is correct. Shakespeare's plays are divided into comedies, tragedies, and histories. So option C is the right answer. Next question. Jane Austen's novels critique the British class system. Statement number 2. The Austen often use satire in her work. Which one statement is correct or incorrect? So the right answer is option A. Both 1 and 2 are true, because John Austen's novel critic the British class system. It's a right statement, and Austen often uses satire in her works. Both the statements are correct, true. Next question. The term metaphysical poets was popularized by the Samuel Johnson. And second statement is metaphysical poetry is characterized by conceit and intellectual wit. Which one is true, false? So right answer is option A. Both 1 and 2 are true. The term metaphysical poets, it was popularized by the Samuel Johnson. So statement first is correct. Second statement is metaphysical poetry, which is characterized by conceit and intellectual wit. So both statements are correct. Next question. Christopher Marlowe wrote Dr. Faustus. Second statement. Marlowe lived during the Victorian age. Both 1 and 2 are true, both 1 and 2 are false, only one is true, or only second is true. So which is the right answer? So here right answer is option C, only first statement is true, because Marlowe, he didn't live during the Victorian age. Christopher Marlowe wrote the Dr. Faustus. First statement is correct. Next question. John Donne's poetry blends sensuality and spirituality. Second statement. Donne's poetry lacks intellectual depth. Which one is correct or incorrect? So the right answer is option C. Only first statement is true. John Donne's poetry blends the sensuality and spirituality. Next question. Who is the author of an essay of dramatic poesy? It's an important essay titled as An Essay of Dramatic Poesy. It was authored by, here, options are John Dryden, Samuel Johnson, Alexander Pope, or the Ben Jonson. So the right answer is option A, John Dryden. John Dryden authored this particular essay, which titled An Essay of Dramatic Poesy. Next question. In which year was the lyrical ballads first published? So the lyrical ballads were first published in 1798. Option A is correct answer. Next question. Which novel by George Eliot is set in the fictional town of Middlemarch? So here we have the George Eliot, and its work Middlemarch is set in fictional town of Middlemarch. Next question. Who among the following is an important figure in the Raphaelite Brotherhood. So the important or the prominent figure in that particular brotherhood is D.G. Rossetti. Option B is the right answer. Next question: which of the following is not a work by Jonathan Swift? So right answer is Rape of Lock. And comment the author who authored this particular work, The Rape of Lock. And all the other works here given are work by the Jonathan Swift, which is A Modest Proposal, Battle of Books, or the Gulliver's Travels. These are work of Jonathan Swift. Next question: the line "Things fell apart, the center cannot hold" is from which poem? So these particular lines are from The Second Coming, and you have to tell who is the author of The Second Coming. Next question: the term willing suspension of disbelief is associated with John Keats, William Wordsworth, S.T. Coleridge, or the William Hazlitt. So the right answer is option C, S.T. Coleridge. This term willing suspension of disbelief is associated with S.T. Coleridge. Next question: which of the following plays was not written by Harold Pinter? Not one. Which one is not a work of Harold Pinter? So the right answer is option D, Look Back in Anger. It's a work of John Osborne. And you also have to remember all these three works which were written by Harold Pinter, which is Birthday Party, The Caretaker, The Dumb Waiter. And fourth one, which is Look Back in Anger, it's a work of John Osborne. Next question: who wrote the critical work The Mirror and the Lamp? Mirror and the Lamp is a work of M.H. Abrams. Next question: which among the following is a pastoral elegy? So here the Adonais is a pastoral elegy. Next question: who wrote the Pilgrim's Progress? The Pilgrim's Progress is a work of John Bunyan. Next question: in the Canterbury Tales, who tells the first tale? So Canterbury Tales, the first tale was of the night. Option A is the right answer. Next question: who is the protagonist of E.M. Foster's A Passage to India? So it's Dr. Aziz. Option C is the right answer. Dr. Aziz was the protagonist of E.M. Foster's A Passage to India. Next question: in which novel does the character Stephen Dedalus appear? So the important character named Stephen Dedalus appear in both A and B, which is Ulysses and Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man. Option C is the right answer. Next: who wrote the poem My Last Duchess? So My Last Duchess is a poem by Robert Browning. Option B. Next question: who among the following wrote the Golden Notebook? So Golden Notebook is a work of Doris Lessing. Option A. Next, the theater movement, the theater of the absurd is associated with. So the theater of the absurd is associated with existentialism. Option B. Next, who coined the term discourse? So this particular term discourse is coined by Michael Foucault. Next question: Heart of Darkness is set primarily in. So Heart of Darkness is set primarily in Congo. Option A is the right answer. Who wrote the Defense of Poesy? So we have already discussed this. Sir Philip Sidney wrote the Defense of Poesy. Next, which among the following is not an epic? So it's The Rape of Lock. It's a mock epic. And you have to answer the author. Who is the author of The Rape of the Lock? Next, who is the author of The Alchemist? It's a play, and it's a play of Ben Jonson. Option A is the right answer. Next, which character says to be or not to be? That is the caution. So, which character? Macbeth, Othello, Hamlet, or Lear? Who said this? To be or not to be? That is the caution. So, the right answer is Hamlet. These are the lines of Hamlet. Next, the Duchess of Malfi was written by. So, the Duchess of Malfi is a work of John Webster. Option C is the right answer. Next question, the phrase center cannot hold suggests what? So this is a phrase, center cannot hold, and it suggests the social anarchy. Option A is the right answer. Which novel features the character Becky Sharp? So Becky Sharp character, it is a character of Vanity Fair. Option A is the right answer, and Vanity Fair features this character Becky Sharp. Next, art of art's sake is associated with. So the art of art's sake is associated with aestheticism. Option B is the right answer. Next, the novel Lord of the Flies was written by. So it's a very famous work of William Golding. Option A is the right answer. The Mad Woman in the Attic is a foundational text in which of the following criticism? The feminist, post-colonial, Marxist, or the structuralism? So the right answer is option A, feminist criticism. In feminist criticism, the Mad Woman in the Attic is a foundational text. Next, the four kinds of meaning are associated with. The four kinds of meaning, they are associated with William Emerson. Option A is the right answer. Next, who among the following was not a metaphysical poet? So here the Robert Haddock is not a metaphysical poet. Next question, the novel To the Lighthouse is primarily about. To the Lighthouse is, it's a novel and it's about the family and memory. Option B is the right answer. Next, who wrote the poem The Shield of Achilles? The Shield of Achilles is a poem of W.H. Auden. Option A is the right answer. Next question, a thing of beauty is a joy forever is from. So you have to tell about the work. A thing of beauty is a joy forever is from Endymion. Option B is the right answer. Next, which novel by Salman Rushdie was banned in several countries? So it's the Satanic Verses. Next, who among the following is associated with post-colonial theory? So Edward Said was associated or is associated with the post-colonial theory. So that's all. Thanks for watching.